Welcome to the 2006 Pittsburgh Ad-Fed Hall of Fame Awards. It's my pleasure to serve as your MC tonight as we honor those individuals who have made exceptional contributions to the advertising industry. Tonight is an opportunity to recognize their achievements and to thank them for their talents, their dedication, and commitment, which have consistently helped their clients, their agencies, and their region raise the bar. Individually, these are people who have distinguished themselves as masters of their craft and been honored with industry awards locally, regionally, and nationally. Tonight, it's our turn to honor them and award them with the distinction that they have worked so hard to deserve. We're going to begin the evening with the 2006 Hall of Achievement inductees. The Hall of Achievement was established to recognize the younger, talented individuals who are making a significant impact in our advertising community. Nominees are evaluated based on outstanding career achievements with measurable results in the field of advertising, in publishing, marketing, sales, or media. These individuals are also selected based on the demonstration of qualities that motivate others to excel themselves through mentoring, inspiring, training, or volunteering. Our first inductee of the evening is Mr. Bryan Ward, and Bryan has, in only 5 years, built the 5th largest agency in the city. His talent, his passion, and innovation are the driving forces behind giant ideas and have given his agency a reputation for creative excellence. To tell us more tonight, please welcome Mr. Stan Muschweck, also of Giant Ideas, who will introduce Mr. Ward.
Good evening. How's everybody doing out there? I'm Stan Muschweck. I'm the president of Giant Ideas, and I'm here to introduce my friend and colleague, Bryan Ward. This is a very prestigious award and certainly an honor to be given to one as part of these young rapscallions that are here this evening. The criteria were commitment to their industry, their craft, and the community. I'm going to take those one at a time, though not necessarily in that order, and explain why Bryan is so deserving of this award and many more to come. Let's look at industry first. Bryan founded an agency after September 11th that in less than 5 years has grown to become the 4th largest agency in Western Pennsylvania. Sorry, Ken, your facts are a little off. As a journalist, you should be better. Okay. Thank you. This is, I will try not to speak to Mr. Santorum and Mr. Casey about that, but we'll leave it alone. This is counter trend, and the success of Giant Ideas has fueled other companies who help us create the work we do. And it's brought work to Pittsburgh from cities like San Diego, Omaha, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, and many more. This man had the courage to begin this agency when much seemed black. And with work and determination and good people, he has brought this region and our industry much success. And given us the debt monkey, let's not forget about that. Next up is community. With a big giant head, apparently, comes a big giant heart. Several weeks after Bryan got started, my lovely wife Susan sent a couple of garden ladies to see Bryan. These were ladies who had founded the Horticultural Society of Western Pennsylvania, and they needed some help. Of course, they had no money. Well, these garden ladies, led by the estimable Lindsay Bontotten, have since become the Botanic Garden of Western Pennsylvania, marketed, promoted, and enhanced for 4 long years by pro bono work from Giant Ideas. Guess what? A year ago, they discovered about $25 million worth of coal under the Botanic Garden site. And within 2 short years, Giant will help launch the first phase of the world-class Botanic Garden of Western Pennsylvania, which expects to draw 400,000 tourists a year and generate $30 to $40 million in economic development. And they will get to that point sooner because Bryan had the compassion to help out the garden ladies when they needed it. But even greater than that is Bryan's commitment to the Extra Mile Education Foundation. This foundation keeps alive 4 inner-city elementary schools, soon to be 6, but they currently operate in the Hill District, Homewood-Brushton, Lower Oakland, and Wilkinsburg. And African American students who, for the majority, are not Catholic are taught at these schools from grades 1 through 8. And the remarkable thing is that 96% of these students go on to higher education. When I introduced Bryan to Extra Mile 4 years ago, he was very quick to say, "We've got to help." And that summer, when we were having a particularly good few months at Giant Ideas, we basically donated a 6-figure commercial to the Extra Mile cause. And our dear friends at Giant Eagle helped us get it on the air. And there are commitments beyond that to the Muscular Dystrophy Association and the DePaul Institute, and the big giant heart items go on and on. And finally, there's the contribution to our craft. And there can be no greater contribution to our craft, I believe, than inspiration. 2 years ago, and this is mostly because Bryan comes to work at about 3:45 in the morning, typically, okay. We all came into work to find this little yellow card taped to all of our computer screens. And I'm not going to read everything on here, but at the top it reads, "Giant Ideas will become one of the most powerful and respected creative forces in all the world." How? Okay. But it goes on to list 14 reasons that cover items like trust, commitment, vision, sharing our success, and having fun, to name a few. Well, I've had some inspiring moments in my 30-year-plus career, but finding this vision statement on my computer that morning ranked right up there, and it helps all of us at Giant each and every day. And again, that vision has come from one so young. Earlier this week, I called William and Dolores Ward, Gabriel's grandparents, and I asked them what they thought about their son. Dolores said, "Well, we're very proud of him, but not missing a beat," she said, "but we're not a bit surprised." And William said, "He always dreamed big, so we expected big things from him." And you know what? I'm not a bit surprised either. Please welcome Bryan Ward.
Oh, hello. You know, I was sitting back at the table and I was thinking, this guy sounds really great. Hello, my name is Bryan Ward, and that was me he was talking about, believe it or not. I have to be honest with you, that whole underwear thing is not working for me right now. Thank you very much, Stanley. I appreciate those words. They meant a lot to me, and you know, it's funny. As I burst into tears, to hear people talk about you, it's always an interesting experience when there's an article in the paper or something, and you read words about yourself. It's something that I'm still trying to get used to. The motivation for which is, of course, to promote the agency. But tonight, I have to admit, I'm a little humbled by the entire thing. And when I first heard about this from Karen Love and from Stan, I didn't really give it much thought. But now that it's had some time to sink in, I admit that I'm a little humbled by the whole thing. I look out here in the crowd and I see so many familiar faces that 10 years ago when I came back to Pittsburgh for the first time since I had graduated from working in Philadelphia, and I heard, I didn't know anyone when I came back to Pittsburgh. And as I learned the industry and I learned the names and the history of the agencies here, and I see so many of those names out here in the audience, and I thank you humbly from my heart for this honor, and I do consider it quite an honor, and I thank the AdFed for this. And you know, it's also strange when you think, when I first heard, you know, it's the Hall of Fame. People were telling me it was the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm only 40. I hope this does not bode well for the future. And it's called the Hall of Achievement. And that's also a little strange to me because I honestly don't feel like I've achieved all that much yet. I have so many more ideas that I want to get around to. And I feel like we've just gotten started. It's only been 5 years, and there's so much more yet to do. And it would be remiss of me tonight if I didn't mention this one very important fact, that while it might be my name tonight, it's so many more people that are involved with it. I could never have done this by myself. And I have particular gratitude for those that I have told this crazy idea to over the years, and they went, oh, that sounds good, and come to work with me. And in particular, the very first, I'm going to thank everybody that works at Giant Ideas because that's who I'm talking about, but the one that's really strange is Gary Kalinowski. Well, not only is he a strange person, but the situation is strange. And I'll relay this. This is a funny story. Gary was the first person that I hired officially at Giant Ideas, and when he came to interview, I had already leased the entire first floor of our building. So it was just me in this 4,000 square foot space, already decorated and with office furniture in offices and computers and everything. And Gary came in and sat down, and I said, and I started by, we here at Giant Ideas, he tells that story, and it's actually true. I mean, I was talking in third person, and it was just me. But I would like to have everyone at the Giant Ideas table please stand up and get a round of applause because, again, I heard it said once that if you want to be the best, you have to hire the best. And I believe that from the bottom of my heart, and they are the best. And not that you guys aren't good, but yeah. So thank you very, very, very much from the bottom of my heart and from all of you. And, well, I wish you luck next year.